Hi, I'm Robin's World Cup champion trader and trading coach, Rob Mitchell. Thanks for joining me for this ultra mini day trading webinar. Yeah. Hey, when a trader looks at a chart these days, on my screen anyways, probably on yours too, 1920 by 1080 pixels. That's HD. Yeah, it's looking you right in the face. Yeah, that's an astounding amount of information. Think about it, 2 million pieces of information on your screen and much more. When you take into account the relationships that are on the screen, it becomes utterly staggering. Yeah, and then on top of that, it's constantly changing. Yeah. So out of these millions of pieces of information that are entering your brain while you're trading, how can you even begin to know what to see, let alone trade? It's probably a miracle you can see anything at all, or that you can even function and not just be entirely overwhelmed with the constant inflow of an insane quantity of information, right? So here's the secret. Wait for it. You have to decide what you're going to see. Yeah. You have to decide what you're looking at in advance. Yeah. I know that sounds a little backwards. Nobody ever told you that way before, probably. Yeah. So when you look at a thing and you see it, yeah, you presume that you're seeing what everybody else sees, right? But in actuality, that's not what happens. Yeah, in actuality, everybody sees something entirely different, and herein lies the secret. I'll give you an example to make it clear. So I'm sitting in the kitchen, my lovely wife, she says, "Hey, did you see the backyard?" Yeah, I look out to the backyard. Now I glance out there and we're both seeing the backyard, right? But what does she really see? I mean, I kind of know what I'm seeing. Yeah. She sees things that are of interest to her. She sees things that she values and that motivates her. Yeah. And I see the things that will interest me and that will motivate me. Yeah. So we're both looking at the backyard and she sees her garden and her beautiful flowers. Yeah. And, perhaps I see some algae on the concrete that might be slippery when it's wet. And I'm like, well, I don't want anybody to fall, so I better take care of that. Yeah. Now, I could point out to her what I'm seeing. Yeah. And she could point out to me what she's seeing. And we could even talk about it for hours, but we'll never quite exactly see the same thing. So the same thing happens in trading. When you're looking at a chart, everybody sees something a little different. And the secret is that something that's different is actually a real lot. Yeah. Having taught trading for a decade, I can tell you it's a real lot, in fact, and it's a secret nobody talks about. So how do you really know what to look at when you're trading? And the answer is you want to see the shapes that are on your screen as what other traders are thinking, so you can make the right trading decisions. Yeah. So you want to look at the right side of them at the right time. Yeah. You want to get on the right side of them at the right time. And that's the bottom line secret. Yeah. Because you got to have traders on your side to be successful. Yeah, either they're being stopped out and carrying your trade to success, or they're hopping on board and carrying your trade to success. So what you want to know is what those other traders are thinking and where they're in control and where they're in trouble. Yeah, it really just breaks down to something that simple. So after all, the market movement, yeah, the market movement is from these people who are the participants. Yeah. And so this is why I've devoted my life to developing trading models that are based on the collective behavior of market participants, just in exactly the way that we're describing. Everything I do, the indicators that I've designed from IndicatorSmart.com, they all have this kind of thinking at their core. Yeah, that's not by accident. And so when I started thinking this way, it became a huge game changer for me as a trader, and it enabled me to have a career as a trader. So it'll seem pretty crazy to most people that you have to decide what you see. Yeah. In trading, nobody's going to tell you what to see. So you have to decide, and still more, you have to experience it. So I'm telling you where to look and where to be. You have to get down into that space and you have to experience what it is that I'm talking about. And then the revelation comes to you of how that works. Yeah. So it's one of the most fundamental questions that ultimately leads to this understanding, is to ask why and what's the market trying to do? Yeah, what's the market trying to do? And answering this question is a technology that I've actually been developing for decades. Yeah, it's a trading technology based on human behavior. And the thing about behavioral trading models is they're super consistent. And it's super simple once you understand it, because the market movement is the result of behavior, yes? So the shapes that are on your screen are the result of collective behaviors. So if you understand behavior, you understand trading, but not just that, you understand a whole lot of other things as well, yes? So if gaining an understanding of the way market works is of interest to you, if this discussion seems to be of interest to you, and we really hope that it is for you, yeah? And it makes sense, I recommend my Manifesting Your Future online course that I developed over 40 years to show you just how people think. And in addition to that, how you think. And it's an exploration of that, and it teaches you how people think and how they motivate and what's of value to them, yeah, and how to understand that. And the trading rooms for practical live applications. So you can learn just exactly how to use these amazing trading technologies for yourself. So the links for commencing and advancing your journey are posted below, and it can be pretty easy when you know how, and it can be horrible when you don't. And that's the simple things making all the difference.